Laotie just released newest e-scooter, which is kind of unique. We've got two motors, 1800 watt each, 10-inch size wheels, built-in battery, 60 volts, 28 amps hours, so it's almost the same like in Boyeda. Frame looks like copy of 010X, which is for me one of the best designed frames till today. Light, durable and crazy comfy, thanks to swing arm system with long shocks, hydraulic brakes and price around $1,100. Laotie SR10 looks like pocket powerhouse with great working range out of the box, but let's go into the details. Laotie decided to use JZ motors 1800 watt on the back and on the front. These motors looks the same like old good JZ 1200 watt. I got couple of these motors, I did some tests, and this motor can handle even 2000 watt without any issues. So we could expect that this newest motor could handle even 2500 watt in peak. To stop this beast, we've got two hydraulic brakes, brand Zoom, with disc size 160mm, the same brakes we can find in Laotie TI30 ES19, they are quite good. Frame looks almost the same like 010X, almost, because this is not one-by-one copy, so it's not exactly the same, but it's still light. We've got super soft suspension. On the back, I guess, we've got 165mm long shock, and on the front 150. I said I guess because in next episode before first ride I will show you how to prepare this scooter for the first ride if you would like to extend lifespan of it. As a comparison, this frame feels lighter and more solid than frame from Laotie ES18 Light. Also, we don't have folding mechanism, so less problems. Stock clamp is one of the biggest I have seen so far. Just check the size of it. So it fits perfect, like when you will just tight it, there is no loose on the steering bar, and of course we can fold the steering bar, which is kind of heavy. So it could look like this. I start to really enjoy frames without folding mechanism because there is no loose and you are not worried that something could break. Everything fits perfect over here. I am quite impressed. Tires, we can choose between on-road and off-road. Of course I went with off-road, which looks more like multi-purpose because the tread is not very big, so the scooter can save lots of energy. But from the other hand, we've got quite nice tread, so it can be used on the off-road. On the steering bar we've got almost standard stuff, almost, because check those carbon fiber grips. First time I see something like this. It looks quite awesome, I have to say, and feels quite different. I am curious how it will work. We've got this thing which can be rotated for some reason. On the left side we've got brake lever for the rear brake. We've got switch for the lights. On the front we've got actually one big light which looks like Cyclops. At the bottom we've got two bright lights, and on the back we've got two red lights. Of course, when we squeeze brake lever, the rear lights will start to blink. And the best thing, the steering bar is standard MTB one, so I decided to change stock aluminum steering bar to this pure carbon one, which like weighs nothing. Literally, it weighs nothing. This is crazy. So my plan is to make this scooter as light as possible and as powerful as possible. On the controls I will even do a shunt, but more about this one in next episodes. All links in description actually. On the right side we've got standard mini computer, brake lever for the front brake and two buttons, Eco Turbo and single dual drive. Let's open the deck to check controllers and battery. Yes, spray very delicately this sandpaper, otherwise it can break. We've got two screws at the back. Oh man, this sandpaper is so fragile. 4 screws on the side and 2 screws on the front. If you will damage like me sandpaper, then no worries, there is so many other way better looking than this stock one. Links in description. It's quite hard to remove the deck. I think I know why, because someone decided to stick battery to the top part of the deck. Are you serious? So manufacturer decided to glue battery to the top deck. Bad idea.
Yes, I'm using the knife, but before I use the knife I checked if there is some wires, because I could easily cut it, but there was no wires. And there is also this small double tape at the end. Are you serious?
Okay, and I removed the deck. It wasn't very easy, but it can be done. Inside looks like this. We've got a big battery pack, which is 60 volts, 28 amps hour with 21700 cells, which is pretty decent because those bigger battery cells got better lifespan compared to standard ones 18650. But for some reason manufacturer decided to use double tape between battery pack and top cover. So if you'd like to remove top cover, you have to use some long knife and cut this double tape. Otherwise, you can damage the battery when you will just pick the lid. But of course, don't cut those wires if you will use the knife, especially those on the front, which are quite tiny. And here we got controllers, 60 volts, 25 amps each, and JP manufacturer. Maybe this controller can regenerate in peak 1800 watt, but yeah, we have to test it. Over here we've got remote alarm and cable jungle. There is not enough space to place something extra like wattmeter, but actually who cares? I am just curious how powerful will be this scooter. Also inside the box we'll find manuals which are quite useful. We'll find how to put this scooter together out of the box. We've got some info about alarm. And the most important, we've got parameter settings, so you can check what is doing P0, 2, 8, etc. So this is quite nice because usually we don't have that kind of info and we have to guess. One charger with built-in fan, 67 volts, 2 amps, and some extra keys set. Of course, every single scoot got some cons, even Laotie got couple. The first one is microphone charging ports, which are the most dangerous charging ports ever used by humankind. Just check those. There is nothing between the pins to prevent from short circuit. Even this outer shell is some metal one, so it's conductive. If you will crash, if you will drop your scoot, and if those pins will touch each other, then you will have some short circuit, there will be a fire, and you will be not able to do anything about this. I've seen so many pictures of burned 010X because of this. I do recommend to change those to some better idea, like you can use my XT30 connectors, or links in the description, or any other idea will be better than this one, like honestly. Next con are the bearings. Stock bearings are bar bearing system, which are I think not the best, because the same I had in my X-Tron X30, which cost like 2 times more, and I had to swap them to roller bearing system. But maybe over here they will work just fine. More testing is needed, but so far I treated this as a con because this scoot is not cheap, so we should expect good bearings like roller bearing system. And shocks are a little bit too hard. I noticed that when Pablo been testing this scoot, the shocks been super soft, but Pablo is like 130 kilograms. I am 90 kilograms and those shocks are kind of hard. So yeah, this is also the issue, that shocks are kind of hard. But maybe this is good, who knows. My first impression is very positive. This is what I would expect from scoot at that price range with 10-inch size wheels. Also, it looks like platform for some decent upgrades, because we've got frame, which is almost the same like in 010X, so light, solid, and we've got super comfy swing arm system with long MTB shocks to make this scoot super stable. Just change stock shocks to MTB ones with rebound adjustment, then this scoot will be super stable. Next thing are the wheel size, 10-inch. Not everyone is big, heavy and wide, 11-inch. So thanks to this scoot is lighter to carry and smaller to storage. Motors 1800 watt each. I tested before 1200 watt, they've been able to survive 2000 watt. Of course, they've been hot, so I hope that those will survive around 2500 watts. So yeah, this is great upgrade platform. Stock controllers 25 amps. I tested before those in S-Wing and they are not crazy powerful, to be honest. If it will be your first scoot, you will say that this scoot is super powerful, but if you've been using TI-30 ES19, then you will say that this scoot is not bad, but it's not powerful. Cherry on the top, it's battery pack, 60 volts, so the same voltage like in Laotie TI-30 ES19, capacity 28 amps hour. I tested so many of Laotie scooters and every single time when I measured the capacity of battery pack, I noticed that the capacity is higher than we can find on the label. So over here we can find 28 amps, but I wouldn't be surprised if the capacity will be over 30 amps hour. And of course, don't forget about magic carbon handlebars, which looks decent, but I'm not sure if this is a good idea. But more about this one in next episodes. If you have any questions, just leave it in comment section. I'll be back to you and try to help. This is just simple overview. I could be wrong, I could be right. We'll see it when I will test this scoot. But in next episode, I will show you how to prepare this scoot before first ride. So we will lubricate suspension. We will change the stock charging ports, which are really bad. So yeah, see you in next one.